Have you ever built a complex flow to create and manage your Dataverse-based solution only for the solution architect to say that they don't approve because it doesn't pass an acid test? What even is an acid test, and how can we implement it in a low-code fashion? Hi, I'm Bruno, and welcome to the Power Minutes. If you never heard about it, an acid test is a set of properties that we can use to guarantee reliable processing of database transactions. So if you look at this image, you'll see that A stands for Atomicity. It means all or nothing in our transactions. C, consistency, ensuring that the transaction can only bring the database from one valid state to another. I, isolation, guaranteeing that the concurrent transactions do not interfere with each other. And D, durability, guaranteeing that once a transaction has been committed, it will remain permanently stored in your database. This is a crucial test as it ensures you do not inadvertently delete or corrupt data within any of your processes. So, on how can we apply this in a low-code way? Well, people consider plugins. They certainly will do the transaction effort and pass the acid test, but they are not low-code. So let's keep those archived for today. We'll have another logic ready for you today. So today's example will be a simple application where we have a custom table, the new company context, where we store the name of a company and a contact's details, first name, last name, and their email address. And we'll have the effort of migrating that information once it's loaded into an account. So the account will store the company data or information, and the contact will start the actual contact, so the person, the first, last name, and their email address. Additionally, we want to go the extra mile and ensure that we relate both tables, ensuring that the new contact that is added as the main contact, and that any contact for that case is also added as a related contact for that company. In this case, we need to relate a contact to an account. To ensure everything works well, we made sure to ensure the data uniqueness by adding a key. And we have a unique account name, so we can only have one company with one name, and everything else will throw an error. In Flow, it would be hard to ensure that if a step fails, the data from previous steps is not affected. And even though we can create a lot of conditions, if statements, store variables, rollbacks, it's hard to guarantee that we cut all scenarios and everything will work as intended. So what's the solution? Well, if you're using Dataverse, you can use Change Set Requests to perform atomic operations. So we prepared a flow over here to migrate the data whenever it's pushed from the new custom table for the new account contact. And whenever there's a new company contact, we will perform a change set request. If you've never seen this step, it's easy to fetch it. So you need to reach your Dataverse steps and search for change set request. And you can see perform a change set request. Inside of it, you'll not have a lot of features. So one of the things we need to be aware is that the change set request will only accept CRUD actions, isolated actions, so we can add a row, delete a row, update it, or even do an upsert. Nothing more. Additionally, if you might have seen, I am not using the new designer. This is a current limitation. You can see here on the information that the new designer does not support change set actions as of today. All right, that's something else we need to know. Additionally, since this is part of the acid logic, we cannot cross-reference within a change set. Meaning, if I go here on contacts, I can see the steps while we have the environment variables. You'll see that I have the trigger, new company contacts, but no other reference. I do not see company contact archive. I can, however, see it on the next step. So this other change set request, if I go over here, I can see the usual information. I'll see the upsert step that is contact archive. So what we need to know is these change requests are ensuring that the acid logic is sound, so I cannot work within it, but I can use it on a future step. So to recap our logic, we will be archiving the new company contact. This has been processed, so we'll mark it as inactive and processed. We'll be adding a contact to the contact table, passing the last, the first, and the email address, and the account will pass the company name. However, that's not all. Assuming that we succeed, we want to add an account. We want to add a primary contact to that account. So link those two together and complete the loop by on the contact, also linking that company under that contact. In case that there's an error on this upper step, so if the company already exists is the error we foresee, we will simply set this to fail to process and we'll do a terminate step. All right, I'll put this here to trigger manually so we can wait for a new contact and I will save it. So we have for Epfi, we have myself over here, and this should trigger the flow shortly. It already has triggered, great. And as you can see, as it triggered, it performed all 4 steps, and now it added a change request. Okay, let's check in the database how does that look like. The contact is gone. It's already marked as inactive. And yes, I've been trying this for a while to make sure that it's well presented. And we have a new account where I am the main contact and my email is over there. And if I am to check the contacts, there should be myself in there. Of course, you can see only one of them as a company name. The other one was some test data, and it sees that's linked back to the account. Great. Now let's test it. Unique accounts. So let's try with Epfi again. Bob Smith. Just a name that we may use. And we will also check the flow run. And our expectation is, as we save this record, that no data is created, but also not deleted or moved. So you will see it failed. We expect that failure, but let's see in detail what that implies. Well, there is an error. An account precondition failed. Unique key cannot exist. So our name, Epfi, already in use, so we cannot create another Epfi. And all of these steps to create a new contact was skipped, and the archival step was skipped. We ran an alternate step to mark it as failed. So let's double check that. We will see that here Bob Smith failed to process, as we saw on our flow run. You can see it over here that that's how we expect it to run. And if you check again on the edit mode, you will see that this matches. Of course, flow is taking a little bit longer to load because we're showing you this live. And as you can see, failed to process. Then we need to check accounts, and there's only the one and only app here with me as a primary contact, and under contacts, you do not see Bob. All right, and there you have it, a low-code way of applying transactions with rollback support in your Dataverse using Flow. See you next time.